Hi everybody, and welcome to practice. My name is Ashley. So glad that you're here joining me today on your mat. So for this Vinyasa flow practice today, I always like to have handy a block or two or any other props that you need. So go ahead and grab what you like, and we'll get started seated on our shins, or if that's really uncomfortable for you today, have a seat, an easy seat. So just crisscross applesauce. I like to take a block and just sit it between the heels. A little support. And then just come on right on up and have a seat. Relax the shoulder blades down the back. You can have a soft gaze or maybe close your eyes. Just settling in here for a few moments. Just kind of letting go of what was before this, what comes after this, and see if you can just settle right here in this moment. Just feeling your breath move in and out. Notice where you might be holding tension. Can you let that go with every exhale? Let it be a process. It doesn't always have to happen all at once. And then exhale everything out. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Easy breath out through your mouth. Two more just like that. Big inhale. And easy exhale. Big breath in, fill up. Easy breath out, let it go. If your eyes are closed, gently begin to blink them open. Kind of reorient yourself in your space. And if you were sitting on a block, you can feel free to keep it there or move it up and out of the way to the top of your mat. And then tuck all 10 toes underneath. Make sure the pinkies are tucked under. Mine like to run away. So just making sure all 10 toes are tucked and kind of clicking the heels in towards one another instead of letting them fall out to the side. Bring the palms to heart center, interlace the fingers. Good. Feel the heartbeat in your chest. Take a moment. And then let's begin to move. Good. Take an inhale, flip the palms up. Good. Reach up and overhead. So knit the ribs in, but try not to let them splay up and out to the front. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, press the palms away and forward, round the spine. So moving through these upright cat-cows. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, press and round. Got 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Last one here. Inhale, lift up and stay. On your exhale, release the fingers, cactus the arms, pull the shoulder blades down the back. Good. Let the hands be kind of heavy, like they're blocks or rocks in your palms, and let them kind of float up to the sky. Good. One more breath here. In. And on your exhale, interlace the hands behind your low back. If you want to untuck your toes, feel free. Good. Have a seat back on your heels. And then start to chase the ground with the knuckles, opening the heart. Just really extend out. Good. Through the chest. And then exhale, come back to center. And then bring your hands, keep them interlaced over to the right hip. So kind of like a little holster bind here. The hands do not have to rest on the hip. We're just going to move in that direction. And then pull back on the right elbow. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, stay here or bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Keep hugging that right elbow back. Good. Notice what your core is doing. Can you still sit up nice and tall? Just allowing a little more space into the neck, into the shoulders. And then come back up through center. Keep the hands as they are and just move them over to the left. Yeah, there you go. So find that holster bind. Find what works for you. And then pull back on that left elbow so it's reaching back behind you. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And then on your exhale, right ear towards your right shoulder. Breathe nice and full and deep. Don't have to force or push anything here. Simply just opening up space with the breath. Come back through center. Release the fingertips. Good. Arms reach up overhead. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. Cactus the elbows. Open up. Lean back. Let the hands be heavy. And then exhale. Palms to heart center. Good. Coming on to tabletop position. So hands and knees facing the regular way of your mat if you were seated towards the side like me. And then really let go of the aesthetic here and just focus on feeling. So moving through the body, the spine, you can make circles, barrel rolls, move the shoulders over the wrist, little wrist warm up. Just getting into a feeling here, into the sensation. Letting yourself be free. And finding what works for you. Finding those tight spots today. Finding where you need maybe a little bit more love. And just send the attention there. One more breath here. Take what you need. And then tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Press all the way up and back. You can pedal out through the feet, wiggle through the hips. And your legs don't have to be straight. You can really bend into the knees to get a nice long spine. So pressing and gripping through the fingertips. Good, get long through the side body. And take 2 breaths here. You can find movement or stillness. It's always up to you. And wherever you are, find that stillness if you are moving. And then inhale, come up high onto the toes, spike the heels, and then sit the hips back towards the heels, kind of like this loaded beast position. And then using the legs as the drivers, press the hips up into the sky. As you roll forward out through your plank pose, press up through the shoulder blades, a little doming into the upper back. Find your high plank. And then keeping the toes tucked, lower the hips down to the earth. They don't have to touch, so upward facing dog with your toes tucked. Little slight bend into your elbows as you pull the heart through. Inhale. And then exhale, tuck the chin, start to lift up through the upper back, mid back, low back. And then press all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Good, we have 2 more of those, just moving a little faster with pace. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, set the hips back. And then roll forward. Nice spine roll through your high plank into that upward facing dog with your toes tucked. Drive out through your heels, legs are active. And then exhale, tuck the chin, lift up, downward facing dog. One more inhale, roll forward, legs. Let them be the drivers. And then upward facing dog, toes tucked. And then downward facing dog. Press all the way up and back. Good. Take a breath in. Let it go. Then lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward. Step, hop if you want to float to the top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, long spine, flat back. Fold, exhale. Bend the knees, roll up to stand, or Vahastasana, extended mountain pose. Press through the feet, lift through the fingers, palms to heart center, exhale. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees as much as you need as you lower down. Halfway lift, inhale. And then exhale, step up and back, downward facing dog. Good, inhale, press through the feet, lift through the heels, sit the hips back, roll forward into that upward facing dog with your toes tucked. And then downward facing dog. We're going to take that 2 more times. So lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward, hop, step, float, top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, and fold, exhale. Root to rise, come all the way up to stand, get tall. Palms to heart center, exhale. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Breath does the work. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dogs, hand plant. Step all the way up and back. Good. Lift the heels, bend the knees, load your beast, and then roll forward. Upward facing dog, toes tucked. Downward facing dog, exhale. Last round here, lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward. Hop, step, float, forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. And fold, exhale. Root to rise, come all the way up to stand. Arms reach up, get tall. Palms to heart center. Exhale. Inhale, arms reach up. Then exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, low droopy, sit the hips back, roll forward through that spinal wave. Good, upward facing dog, toes tucked. And then downward facing dog. 2 rounds of breath here, breathe in and out. Inhale and exhale. Your right leg rises, inhale, 3-legged dog. Good, you can use that left leg as a spring, so you can put a nice bend into that left knee. And then lizard lunge, right foot steps to the outside of your right hand. Come up high on the fingertips, find a little rock back and forth if it feels nice. You can always lower that back knee down for a little support if that feels good. Good, reach the collarbones out long as you drive back through your left heel. Take a breath in. And then horizon lunge. Left palm down, all 10 toes turn to the right. And you can scoot your right foot a little more towards the center of your mat. Come on the knife edges of both feet. Right arm reaches up or maybe overhead. Little outer hip stretch here. Deep breath in and out. Good, one more inhale. Keep pressing through your left palm. Screw the left shoulder blade onto your back. Open the heart. And then exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Your right foot might be a little funky. So move it where you like. All 10 toes turn to the left. Fold just right down the center. Wide-legged forward fold. Good. Can you lift the hips a little higher? Can you breathe a little deeper? One more breath in and out. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. And then put a nice little bend into your right knee. Warrior 2, right toes turn the face to the top of your mat. And use the strength of your legs, your glutes to lift you up into your warrior 2. Breathe here. Ground down through each heel. Settle the shoulder blades down the back, just as we do when we were seated. Inhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands down. High plank position. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Inhale. And then exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Locust pose, inhale, start to reach the toes back, lift the legs up. So it's kind of like we're hovering instead of going into a deep back bend here. And then hands can stay right there on the mat or reach them back towards your hips. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more breath. And then plant the palms, tuck the toes, and then lift up, high plank position, downward facing dog. Roll all the way up and back. Deep breath in and exhale. Inhale, your left leg rises. Lift it all the way up and back. Use that right leg as a spring, lizard lunge. Left foot steps on the outside of the left hand. Come up high onto the fingertips so you can lower that right knee down. Just find some little rocks. Back and forth, deep breath in. Exhale here. Inhale, right palm plants. And then horizon lunge, all 10 toes turn to the left. Left arm reaches up, maybe over to the top of the mat. Keep pressing through the right hand and the right foot. Can you lift the hips maybe a little higher? Find this nice little like rainbow arch in the left side. Deep inhale. On your exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Thread the left arm through. All 10 toes point to the right this time. And just fold right down the middle. Nice easy bend into the knees. You don't have to lock out the joints. Just creating space here in the legs. Maybe up into the back, wherever you need it, wherever you feel those lines of tension. Just breathe into that space. One more breath. And then inhale, halfway lift. And then nice little bend into that left knee. Point the left toes to the top of the mat. Warrior 2. Rise on up. Use the strength of the legs. And then use your breath just to settle in here. Keep hugging that left hip back underneath you. Driving through your left heel, the outer blades of your right foot. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach up and back. And then cartwheel the hands down, high plank position, left hand or left foot steps back to meet the right. Breath in and exhale, lower all the way down. Locust pose. Inhale, lift you. Let the exhale settle you in. Keep the hands as they are or reach them back towards the hips. You've got it. Nice long neck. Breathe in. Exhale, release all the way to the mat. High plank, tuck the toes, and then see if you can lift the knees. So really engage the front sides of the legs, the glutes are active. And then press up, high plank position, downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. One more inhale. One more exhale here. Just as we did at the beginning of class, load your beast, spike the heels, bend the knees, sit the hips back, and then spinal wave out to that upward facing dog with toes tucked. Breath in. On your exhale, start to lower the knees, lower the hips, come on down to your belly, and then bring that right heel, kind of squeeze it into your glute, all right? So we're bending at the right knee. And as you press up and off the right hand, roll over onto the left, right foot steps back behind you. Press up through the left hand, wild thing. So I like to ground through the right foot and then ground through the left. And then inhale, lift up. Good, finding your wild thing here. Breathe in. On your exhale, lower the hips back down to the ground. Come on into your high plank pose. So use the strength of your right leg, lift. Spin on over onto both toes, and then load your beast once again. Sit back. Good, right foot to your right thumb, runner's lunge. So just like we did in that lizard lunge, can you lift through the heart, pull the collarbones forward as you drive back through your left heel. Breath in and out. One more inhale. On your exhale, press off through your right foot and then see if you can straighten the right leg, Skandasana, back of the mat. You're gonna turn and pivot the left foot, left knee goes out, and then sink on down as low as you would like. Maybe you stay up a little higher. Your choice, your practice. Inhale here, and then exhale. One more breath. And then turn to the back of the mat, runner's lunge, left toes pivot to the back, spike the right heel. Reach the left arm forward so the biceps by your ear. Right hand stays planted. You can even bring it a little wider than the shoulder. And then press through the left foot, draw the right knee in. So the right knee comes into the chest. And then pistol prep. Kind of thread your right leg through. Have a seat. So if that wasn't super smooth, that's okay. Get there how you like. You can step to the outside and then sit down. And then high boat pose, lift. And then exhale, low boat pose, lower. Inhale here. On your exhale, lower the shoulders to the ground, draw the knees into the chest. And then bridge pose, feet plant. Inhale, lift the hips up. Choose whatever you like to do with the arms. One more inhale. On your exhale, lower the hips down. Hug the knees into the chest. And if you'd like, take a little momentum so you can rock along the length of the spine. We're going to come up to stand. So use your momentum, use the hips, lift, mountain pose. Take a breath in, let it go. And then inhale, stork pose. Draw the left knee up and into your chest. Find some buoyancy into your right leg as you open up through your half moon, your Ardha Chandrasana. Take a breath in here. And then on your exhale, goddess pose. Left toes land. Pivot the right toes where you like them. Sit down nice and center into your goddess. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, star pose, press through the feet, arms reach up, breath in. Exhale, warrior two, top of the mat, left toes turn. Sink down into that left knee. Breathe in. And exhale, three-legged dog. Cartwheel the hands down. Left leg lifts up and back. Inhale here. Exhale, pull yourself through upward facing dog. Bend the knees, bend the elbows as you use the strength of the back to pull yourself through. And then downward facing dog. Take a few moments here. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. Inhale and exhale. Good, load your beast, set the hips back, lift the heels. And roll into that upward facing dog. Nice spinal wave. Hips and knees begin to lower. Good, lower the heart down. This time, untuck the toes, squeeze the left heel into your glute, and then roll over onto the right side. Use your hands to lift you up. Wild thing, ground down through your left foot. Lift the hips. Keep corkscrewing that right shoulder onto your back body, opening the heart. Inhale. Exhale, lower the hips back down. Good, high plank position. Use that right leg and your left leg and your right hand, so all points of contact with the mat. Lift, high plank. Good, load your beast, set the hips back. Runner's lunge, left foot rolls forward, step your left foot to your left thumb, and stay in this low runner's lunge. Maybe find that little rock back and forth, back and forth. But we're not resting our heart onto our legs. Just keep lifting as best you can, finding your space through the legs. Inhale. On your exhale, Skandasana, back of the mat, but really drive through your left heel, straighten the left leg first, and then pivot the right toes as you sink down. Drive the right knee out. Inhale, breath in, and let it go. Finding your space, your depth, whatever suits you in your practice today. Inhale here. Exhale, turn to the back of the mat. Runner's lunge, right toes pivot facing the back. Spike the left heel. Right arm reaches out front. You've got it. Here we go. Pistol prep. Step through your right foot. Draw the left knee in. And then see if you can just thread that left leg through. Good. Have a seat. High boat. Inhale. Exhale, low boat. Lower. Breath in. Exhale, lower the chest or the shoulders down to the mat. Hug the knees into the chest. Plant the feet down onto the mat, prepping for a bridge pose. Inhale, lift the hips high. So we're not going into a super deep back bend. We're simply just finding some extension through the front line of the body. Good, and one more inhale. Exhale, lower the hips down. Hug the knees into the chest. You can rock and roll as many times as you need. We'll all meet in mountain pose. So just coming up to stand, using momentum, using your hands, using blocks, whatever you need. Arms reach up, extended mountain, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale. Palms to heart center, exhale. Stork pose, put all your weight into your left foot. Right knee draws up and into your chest. And then find a little buoyancy into that left leg. So we're not locking out the joint. Start to move the right knee out to the side, opening up into your half moon. Hands can find the shin, the ground. You can float, maybe a block or a prop. If you have a chair in your living room, feel free to grab that as well. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, goddess pose. Easy bend into that left knee. Right toes land, pivot. It's all about the pivot. So sit down into your goddess. Arms can reach forward. Keep driving the knees wide. Good, using the strength of your back body here. Inhale. Last exhale. Good, you got it. Star pose. Inhale, take up all the space. Reach the arms up, straighten the legs. Good, warrior two, top of the mat. Right toes pivot to face the top. Left toes kind of turn in just slightly if that feels nice for you. Relax the shoulders down the back, breath in. On your exhale, cartwheel the hands down, three-legged dog. Right leg lifts up and back, inhale. And then bend into your left knee, bend into your elbows, look forward. And then pull yourself through, upward facing dog. Yeah, you've got it. And then downward facing dog. Take a breath in and let it go. One more inhale here. Last exhale. Good. We're going to do that one more time each side, just with a little more pace. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, roll forward into that upward facing dog, toes tucked. Good. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Spike your right heel up into your glute. Wild thing. Roll over to the left. Press through the feet, lift the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the hips down, high plank. Roll over those left toes, right toes meet at the back of the mat. Load your beast, sit the hips back. Good. Right foot towards your right thumb. Runner's lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Press through your heel. Skandasana. Lift up through that front leg. Pivot at the back of your mat. Sink down into your Skandasana lunge. Your toes can lift up. If that feels nice, hands can always come to the mat for support. Inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge, back of the mat. So all the toes are gonna pivot. Spike the right heel. Reach the left arm forward. Breath in. Exhale, pull the right knee through. Thread the right leg, pistol. Have a seat. Inhale, high boat. Exhale, low boat. Inhale, lower everything down to the ground. Hug your knees into the chest. Exhale, plant your feet down on the earth. Inhale, bridge pose, lift the hips. Extend through the front side of the body. And then exhale, lower the hips back down. Hug the knees into the chest. Coming up to stand, rock and roll, maybe step up, whatever you need. Inhale, arms reach up, extended mountain. Palms to heart center, exhale. Put all your weight into the right foot. Inhale, stork pose, left leg lifts. And then on your exhale, start to bring that left knee out to the side. Feel your wobbles, feel your shakes. I know they're there for me as you open up into your half moon pose. Breath in. Let it go. Keep rotating the heart to the right. One more inhale. And on your exhale, goddess, bend through both knees. Nice gentle landing as much as you can. Sink the hips down low. Inhale. Exhale here. Star pose. Inhale, arms reach up. Warrior two, top of your mat. Left toes pivot. Sink down into your left knee. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, flip your front palm. Reach up and back. And then three-legged dog. Cartwheel the hands down. Left leg rises. Press all the way up and back. Bend your knees, bend your elbow, pull through, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here to prepare. Let it go. Good, you're doing great. Last side, last round, here we go. Load your beast, lift your hips, roll forward. Nice, upward facing dog on the toes, inhale. Exhale, lower down to the earth. And then bring your left heel into your left glute, squeeze, feel that activity. And then wild thing, roll over onto the right hip. Use the legs as the drivers, press up. That right hand is supporting the upper body. Inhale here. Exhale, hips lower down to the earth. Nice high plank pose. Roll over, lift, left toes meet the right. And then load your beast, sit the hips up and back. Inhale here. Exhale, left foot to your left thumb, runner's lunge. One breath in the pose. Let the exhale relax you. Good, press through that left foot, the left heel. Skandasana, back of the mat, you've got it. Lift up, woo. See, you might lose your balance, that's okay. And then Skandasana into the back of the mat. Good, keep pressing that right knee out, squeeze the right glute, inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge, back of the mat. Right toes pivot to the back, spike the left heel. Reach the right arm forward, breath in. And on your exhale, draw the left leg in, pull it through. You can even use your hands to help you. Have a seat, high boat, inhale. Exhale, low boat, lower. One more breath in. Keep squeezing everything in toward the midline. And then exhale, lower down onto the earth. Draw the knees into the chest. Feet plant. Your next inhale, bridge pose. Lift the hips up. You've got it. Breathe in and out. One more inhale. Exhale, lower the hips down to the earth. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a deep breath in. And then rock and roll up to stand. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach up. Palms to heart center. Exhale. Put all your weight into that left foot this time. Stork pose. Inhale, right knee draws in. Exhale, bring that right knee out to the right. Moving through your half moon pose. Just settling in for one breath. Exhale, bend into that left knee, goddess pose. Right toes land lightly. Pivot the heels in, toes out. Sink down low, right in the middle. Good, you've got it. Inhale. Exhale. Star pose. Inhale, arms reach up. Warrior two, top of the mat, right toes pivot. Exhale. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reach up and back. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down, three-legged dog. Left leg reaches all the way up. Pull yourself through upward facing dog. And exhale, child's pose. Knees lower. They can be together or wide. Finding space for your torso. And just breathing here. See if you can slow the breath down. Awesome job, everybody. I don't know about you, but that one was tough. I'm sweating a lot, breathing heavily, as I'm sure you can hear, but I hope you had fun. And now we're just going to move into the softer side of the practice. Take 2 more breaths just to settle, just to feel. Stay here as long as you would like, or gently start to lift up into your tabletop, however you want. Come on and have a seat, moving into a seated wide leg forward fold. So feet can be out as wide as you would like them. It doesn't have to look like anything specific, but just find your angle, what works best for you. Nice. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, relax. And if you're like me, you find it hard to find that tilt in the pelvis, I always like to grab a blanket or a block, even if you have a pillow around, just to bring the hips a little higher. Just allows the pelvis just to kind of tilt a little bit better without rounding into the low back. Good. So then just begin to walk your hands forward. See if you can relax the legs a little bit. So kind of shake the feet out, shake the ankles out, and just relax the legs. Let your breath just flow.